Hey y'all, it's your girl Tammy K back with another video, Girlfriend Talk podcast. You know I got my ladies with me. Ladies, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
It's your girl Juju.
Just ask.
And our girl table was out today. She's celebrating her baby girl's graduation. Congratulations, baby girl table. We'll see you next week. So we're gonna hop right into this topic. NFL player that was fighting with the United Airlines employee. Whew, okay.
I'm curious, why is the NFL player being charged but not the man who? And
Right.
again, maybe a charge will be coming up. I don't know, but I just feel like I'm wondering, like, why is he being charged? So I really would like to hear more about what happened, and so maybe we can invite them on the podcast and just see what
Right.
they have to say.
I'm just saying because like we want to know, so I'm gonna find out who it is. I'm gonna try to inbox them and see if they want to come on here and explain themselves. After he healed, the employee might need to heal because I think he definitely knocked him into another dimension.
And
Yeah.
look like
So
suspense.
yeah, we'll figure out what happened with that. But on to another matter, and it's actually two about the school shooting that happened today. It was at as far as I know, it was one teacher and 13 students. It was an 18-year-old suspect that came into the school and shot up the school. And I don't know oh, that was in Texas.
Mhm.
In Texas. So that was very sad. Prayers out to the families of the lost. Uh, I mean, it's so sad to me. I'm like, I can't even imagine getting a call
Mhm.
about my child at school. I have like once we more comes out because my question with that one would be how did he even get into the school? Because I know our schools you have to it's like twice you have to get buzzed in twice. You can come in and then you in the little like a little room area, but you still can't even get into the school or the office, and they have glass up as well. So and then the other shooting of the was it 7 people in New York in that grocery store. Now the gunman for the one that for the shooting today, he's dead. I don't know if he shot himself or the police shot him, but the other guy, I'm irritated at that they captured him after he just shot 7, 8 people. So, what's y'all take on that?
Well, I definitely know it's been an update not too long ago that it was actually so far confirmed 18 children. I know it's sad, and 3 adults. I don't know if that's including the gunman because the last I had saw it was 14 and then one teacher. But
Mhm.
I recently just read announcement 18 and 3 adults, and so it's just so sad. I just don't understand the world that we're living in today. And with this shooting with these kids, I don't get why. Like, I really don't even know what to say. I don't even really know, like, if that's even something that you can even get an answer to. I mean, even if that gunman, whatever his answer is still like, that was, I just can't imagine what those parents are going through. And it's just real sad. It's just really sad. It makes you I mean, for me, I don't have children, but it just makes me not even want to even, give birth, and have my child or children in a world like this, because you just never know. You can't even go to school and feel safe. I mean, where are you safe?
Yeah,
And then in regards to that Buffalo shooting, I mean, we know that was a racist act.
it was.
He didn't even live nowhere near the area. I think he lived like miles away. I don't know if it was like 100 and some miles, 200 and some miles, but the fact that, you come all the way out in the black community because you don't like black people and you take their lives, it's just sad. It's just sad, and I don't even know what to say about a lot of these things, because a lot of like the killings, because it's I'm just lost for words, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah, it
So,
did. It happened in Texas, and it is deeply sad. And I don't know at this point. It do make you think about, man, should I allow my kids to go to school? I know that some parents don't allow their kids to go to school at the end of the school year. So, like that last week of them getting out, there's a lot of parents that don't even allow their kids to go to school. And these were elementary school students. They were between second grade to fourth grade, and what did they do? I'm not sure how the security is there, but just like Tammy K said, when I drop my daughter off at school, you got to buzz them in, you got to go through a door, and they did mention in the report that it's a predominantly Hispanic city that they live in. So what that have to do with it, it really doesn't have anything to do with anything. They did name the gunman as well, and they say that he shot his grandmother before he went to the school and
Mm-hmm.
started shooting. So it's just that I think it should be more security, metal detectors or something. And I was having a conversation, with third son, and I was explaining to him, hey, it do need to be some type of security if they can, make it to where these kids are having COVID and they're making it you know, um, they're getting a temperature, they're getting a temperature taken, they're swabbing them before they come in. Why aren't they doing something about these children that's going to school? And he was just saying, like metal detectors, you got to have them, someone there standing. And I'm just like, well, you got to have someone standing there when they coming in when they are doing a COVID test. So just it's just something that have to give because these kids didn't deserve that. That's kind of hurtful, and it makes me not even want to send my daughter to school. Especially if you're trusting your kids to be in school, yet a gunman just walks in there and just shoot them. And then to say, the police to say, hey, don't come and pick up your kids. That's even more to me because I'm like, absolutely not. I'm going to pick my child up. They didn't even know that their kids was being who if it was their kid that had been shot. They said two of them was dead before they even came into the door, and then he also shot two police officers. It's just sad, so sad situation. And definitely I'm praying for their families because I can't, like you said, I can't imagine. I just can't.
Mm-mm.
and yeah, with us having children, with it being the last week of school, and I always, every day, I tell my kids to pray over themselves every single day, from the grade school ones to the high schoolers. Pray over yourself, pray over your friends, because this world is a crazy place. And like and my heart dropped when it came through my phone, and I'm just like, it's insane. It's insane, and I really, what are the word? What can you say? And I don't know. Definitely prayers for the families.
Yeah.
And we definitely revisit it once we get more information. Um, and I'm just gonna say this. I read somewhere where the people that got killed in New York, where it wasn't even a whole lot of coverage. How many? Who's still really talking about it?
Mm.
They said they was talking about the Will Smith incident longer than they were talking about that, and I just want to leave that out there. Like when it comes to black people and stuff like that, I feel like definitely the bad stuff because they act like Will Smith committed murder, but he slapped somebody. But you got 8 people, 7, 8 people that got innocent people that got killed by a racist,
Yep.
and who's still talking about it?
I haven't heard much about it since.
No.
And it's very very sad. So definitely prayers to those innocent people that lost their lives that day as well. We're gonna keep everybody lifted. Like I said, it's very sad topic. But we're gonna go ahead and hop into the topic of the day. Um, Relationship issues women go through that men don't know about. Everything, everything,
Say they dumbfounded.
everything. But I'm gonna let y'all take that one. Go ahead. What's y'all thoughts? Just ask you.
I think one of the things that women go through that men don't know about is just pregnancy. Um, I don't think that they know the issues that we go through physically and mentally, emotionally. You know, I don't think that they know just having a baby, how much, your body goes through, how much change it goes through. There's pain that comes with it as well. But it's just like getting back to normal. You don't, most women don't snap back, and most men ready for them to become look like they did before they got pregnant. I just feel like, that's just something that men don't know about at all. And no matter how you explain it to them, they want what they want. So, what,
And
what y'all think?
I'm a, I'm a speak for. I ain't gonna get on my little high horse about black folks, but I feel like women are expected to do everything in a relationship, like a lot of things, and we handle so much, we do so much, and I think men don't understand the the toll that it takes on us, on our bodies, our minds, and stuff like that. If we are mothers, wives, or whatever, it's like you got to be everything for everybody, and then the man is just the provider. That's it. And it's like, wait, there's more, right? And not saying every man, I'm not saying that, but a lot of men, I feel like they just don't think about us. But we as women, we think about the kids, we think about the man, we think about the family, we think about the job, we think about the food, we think about the home, we think about the cars, we think about the appointments, everything. And it's just, and then at the end of the day, we just want, we want to lay down or whatever. It's just like, I mean, you tired? I got somebody said to me one time, like, you work from home.
What do that mean? I mean, you cleaning up out on your breaks,
I'm cleaning, cooking, taking kids to
Yeah.
school, all while working,
Yep.
going to pick them up. You know what I'm saying? This was just a conversation, and I'm just like, but that's how they think of you. You work from home because I don't go out, but I done went outside 5 times since you've been at work.
Yeah.
So it's just like I think the consideration. I don't think they take uh the consideration, but we do their job and our job.
Yeah.
They do. They wash a dish and they want kudos, but
Hey, Tim,
whatever.
can't
And
even
like I,
start thinking I'm not your superwoman.
man, and like I said, it's not all men because there's some men that'll jump in there that'll help or whatever. But I just think a lot of times we have to complain, 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 and then we're complainers. But they'll help us, but we didn't had to complain this whole time
Yeah.
just for you to get up and be like, okay. I don't think they ever see it from our point of view ever. But we're super women.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know, I I think one of the things for me is when you have your menstrual cycle, aka periods. You don't. I think a lot of men don't realize sometimes the pain that that comes with. And how sometimes you may can't even get out of bed, or or you're just in just a lot of pain with the cramps and the other things that come with the cramping,
Hmm.
the mood as well, like what you got an attitude for? I'm not trying to have an attitude. I'm just, I'm in the red right now. And I need a little bit of support and just compassion and understanding and knowing
Hmm.
that it don't have, I mean, I'm not trying to be this way. It's just that my stomach hurt, damn it. So, I'm sorry. Kind of had a flashback. And so, I think that even when it comes to just a situation like that, just to be more kinder and a little bit more, um, at my beck and call. I'm not saying that you have to like do all of these things, or I'm not comparing it to like some being given birth or being pregnant, but I'm just saying that that shit hurt.
Yeah.
It hurts, and not to mention what comes out, and how much of that is, what I'm saying, and then the stuff that you gotta wear to keep protected, and it's just a lot that go into that, man. And so,
Hmm.
shout out though to my boyfriend who, when I do have those experiences, he be willing to go out there and get me my personals, and he don't feel like no shame about it. You know what I'm saying? So I really do appreciate that. But I just wanted to mention that I wish men can sometimes like jump inside our bodies to really know what it is that we go through. And I think that if they did, then they would treat us, they will worship the ground we walk on.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I
Yeah.
also say I don't think that they understand that we are more tempted than they are. We get more people in our inbox and our, messaging us when we're going to the store. We just get so much attention, and we still remain and stay in our place. And I don't think that they understand that, especially when they have a weak point. It's like, well, I always have to stay strong. You can stay strong too, because I'm pretty sure I get, tempted way and long, as many times as you or and more, So I think that's something that I think that they need to start understanding as well, that they don't understand or get. And I feel like no matter how you tell them, what you tell them, they're still, they do. Most men have a lot of weak points.
It go pew.
Yep, and start thinking with the wrong head.
Baby, we'll hurt their whole soul. They can't handle what we can handle, baby. Let me tell
Yes,
you that.
yes,
They
yes.
cannot. They'll be in the corner sucking their thumb crying.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And but I think that that's why God made us, because He knew how much we could take. And I just think that we are very powerful people, women. And I think that it's just we should just be more appreciated than we typically are. Now again, I'm not saying all men are like this, but I'm just saying for men out there who don't appreciate their woman, they probably need to just a little bit more.
Hmm.
um Even like I think I don't know if Tammy K, if you mentioned this, but just even cleaning up the house, like you get off work, you know what I'm saying, then you have to clean up the house. And then I feel like when a man get off work, that's it, it's like their day is done. But I just work 8-9 hours just like you, and so why is it that your day stops but mine keeps going? I'm gonna need you to help out, especially when I've cleaned up, and then here you go, want to leave your shoes out, or here you go, the dishes are done and you just want to leave those in the sink and don't even consider washing it and expecting me to do that, or me having to clean up the bathroom when you the one who getting piss all over the toilet,
Yeah.
so it's just, I just feel like a lot of men out there really don't have a clue about all of what we go through. And then their thing is that, well, what about us? Okay, I'm not saying that y'all don't go through things, but I'm talking about what we go through. And I do feel
Hmm.
like, you
You go
know,
through more.
I do. I really do believe that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I really do believe that. And then you got men who says, well, what about having to be the provider and the breadwinner? And yeah,
We
okay,
provide too, though. We provide too.
exactly.
They're not letting us
You
stay home.
you only the provider if you're the one that's working. I had this conversation with somebody else. You don't come in here and we both get paid every other Friday or on
Yeah.
Friday. You ain't providing nothing. You're not to me. You're not considered the provider. We're both providing.
Right. We
So
both contribute.
unless I'm a stay at home mom, you're not the provider. And I
Right.
can go for days on that one. Like, oh Lord, don't get me started.
Yeah. Yeah. And just because they the breadwinner does not mean that they the provider either, because I contribute as well. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely I truly understand where you're coming from with that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's
And
why. Oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that's why when it's my time to get married, like, and again, I know everything is not really 50-50. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell you this, and even now, my boyfriend, he definitely helps me straighten up. I mean, sometimes do I have to ask him? Yeah, but there are also moments where he do take the initiative and he do it on his own. And so I do appreciate that. It's not that I don't. I wish that I didn't have to say it maybe as much, with certain things, but I do appreciate the fact that I don't get any lip about it, when I do ask. And so that's helpful, but it's still annoying that
Hmm.
at times I do have to make mention of it.
I
Yeah.
I think they really do for real think that we're superwomen, like superwoman. Like I literally feel like they think we don't get tired, we don't get I don't and I don't understand like you went to work.
That's it. That's
You went
it.
to work
Yeah. Yeah.
like in the meantime, we have set appointments. We have taken people to appointments, whether it made your appointment or the kids. We
Hmm.
done made sure the house good. We made sure this, made sure you remember to do this, remind you to go get the kids because you done probably forgot. And I don't know, I don't know, like how do we get to a place? I don't think they'll ever understand. I don't know.
No,
Like,
I don't. And I
Yeah.
don't know I don't know what would really help them understand, unless they were actually in that position to do that. And I think that the you wives out there, or you couples that's living with each other, maybe you should switch roles. Allow that man to do everything that you do for that week or that day, or however you guys choose to do it, and see how far that go.
they'll
And
fall out the first day.
yeah,
Man,
maybe
okay.
there'll be a
But you
better.
know what? I have to say that, we spoil them. Most of the time, they can say that they don't know they don't know how to do it, and then we just like, okay, well, forget it. Let me just do it.
Yeah.
They just, I think, like part of the reason why they don't understand our roles is because we do too much and we don't allow them to step in. So we can't just give put 100%. But if it's not done right, you're gonna redo it. It's not even no point, to even try to ask them to do it. I could just say my husband, he probably washed dishes 3 times. He told me one week he was gonna wash dishes. Oh, you do it the next day, because I was super tired. I'm gonna wash dishes. I'm like, okay. I got up and I washed dishes on my lunch because I'm just like, you're not gonna do it. And then I cannot stand dishes in my sink, So I just go ahead and I just pick up, and do a lot of things. But I do want you to understand that all the stuff that I am doing, by the time 9 o'clock come, I'm sleepy. Don't touch, don't look, because I'm tired. And that's something that you're gonna have to understand, unless you just and I agree with you. Don't just ask, don't just, why do I always have to ask you? You know that this house need cleaning. You know that things need to be done, and I basically do it all.
You
And
know
then,
you
you
can
got to look the part as well, because they want you to look good. They want you to walk in heels. They want you to do this, everything that they seeing on a freaking like porn or inside the workplace. I'm like, these females got time for it. I don't have time. So, it's just that's something that they do have to understand. And then, when we have babies, because we go through so many changes, breast wise, body wise, and butt wise. I mean, some people lose their butt, some people just breasts drop all the way down to their knees. It's just like, and they're not understanding, that we are going through something mental. So we're like, okay, well, now I need my boobs done, now I need my breast, I mean my my stomach done. And but it's just that we'll see them looking at other females, and it's just like they don't understand, like, we already going through so much because we're not doing the things that you or doing the things or looking the part that they, when they first met us after a baby. And there's a lot of things. I mean, I agree with so much of the things that you guys are saying. It just, I just don't know how we could get them to understand that without them actually being in a role or switching roles with us. And they definitely can't switch roles with us, pregnancy wise.
Uh, yeah, it's like what you have a conversation, but you're complaining.
Yeah.
So then it's like I don't even want to say anything because I don't want you to think I'm complaining, but I'm dead tired. I'm exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
And still, like did you say, you want us to bust it wide open, look good, do this, do that, after we work 8, 10 hours or whatever, and do our other job with the children or whatever, because we all like, I don't know. I don't want to seem like we bashing men or anything like that, but they got to get it together. Like somebody needs to do a class, like do a class or something, because they not getting it. And again, we're looked at as we're complaining, we're this, we're that, but it's not ever like, okay, what can I do to take the load off of your shoulders? So then you can bust it wide open even better. Like you would think, like, let me do this, let me help you with this, and so you won't be as tired. But I think they have a one track mind. I go to work and I make sure y'all good. That's all they think about. And it's like that's not that's not what's all to it. So I
Yeah.
don't know. Um we do have a guest. We're gonna go ahead and bring her on. Amy, hey, hey, hey girl, hey.
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 Welcome, welcome, welcome. Amy, you've been hearing us talk about these men. You can jump right in on your thoughts on the topic.
Okay, so I've listened to everybody. I agree with everything, not everything everybody said, but for the most part, I've either experienced it myself or I agree with it. But I want to first say, like, women, we're men's biggest weakness, right? We can control the man if we want to, right? Because think about it. We are their biggest weakness. Look at all the strip clubs, look at the porn, look at all the OnlyFans, all the sexual, pictures, things like that. Men are driven by women. Okay, we just got to get smarter, right? And you got to know your man, and you got to know what drives him. Because my thing is with communication, you know, a man that you're willing, and I'm not saying you're not going to get tired or you're not going to submit, but I think, like I said, if you got a man and you're tired or you're not feeling good or whatever, if you guys have communicated and you're in a relationship where you're talking back and forth and you're going through things or whatever, then like I said, you can pretty much get what you want, right? I think my experience is, I know that with I can do pretty much anything to get my way if I want to. Whether they understand the menstrual cycles, there's definitely stress. The biggest stress that I think men don't understand, from my perspective, is like Juju was saying about the hormonal changes, the body changes, and the pressure that we feel from society, number one, and from our man to stay fit, to stay young, to stay active, to do all of these things, like you said, and still be a mom, still be an employee at work. You've got your friends, you're trying to balance everything. So, and I think sometimes they feel the stresses of that as well, just life balance in general. But like I said, what I think they don't understand is, like I was saying, the stress to be top notch all the time, to stay pretty, to stay young, to stay thin, to stay, sexually open, and things like that. They don't understand that it is hard. But like I said, I think that if we women get smart about it, I think we can get our way, and we can, they may not understand, but like I said, I think there's a resolution. I'm not saying go manipulate your man and give him an ultimatum or nothing like that, because we know ultimatums don't work. But
Yeah.
maybe there was a topic you guys brought up about the power of the P,
Yeah.
right? You guys
Yep.
talked about the power of the P. We
Yeah.
run it. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
Men's biggest weakness is women, and women's biggest weakness is themselves. Okay. When self doubt starts to come in and we start second guessing, oh, am I
Yep.
pretty enough? Am I skinny enough? Am I thin enough? Am I doing enough? Am I a good mom? Am I a good employee? Am I a good friend? We start second guessing ourselves. And I think we put a lot of undue stress on ourselves trying to meet an expectation that only we've set,
Yep.
right? So we don't want to lower our expectation of ourselves. But at the same time, I think we as women put a lot of stress on our unnecessary stress on ourselves.
Hmm.
Men are simple. What do they want? They want sex, they want food, they want shelter,
Hmm.
right? They may want to watch their sports or, whatever. Most men are pretty simple, right? So if we take that and we take some of our stress away and we say, okay, this I'm putting this undue stress on myself. What can I do to make myself not stress so much? And like I said, and two, it comes to a good partner, somebody you can communicate with, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you guys can communicate, I think you can get through anything, and like I said, they may not understand 100%, but if they have any bit of empathy, you guys should be able to come to a resolution. That's the way I feel about it. Men, like I said, I feel like they're simple. I feel like women, we stress day in, day out. I think that's just our
Hmm.
character. We are our biggest weakness and we are our biggest stressor. And so I think, like I said, things with prayer, meditation, self-reflection, all of that, I think will help us feel less stressed and try to, just relax and live in the moment a little bit more. Um, like I said, I know life happens. I'm a mom. I've got two daughters. They're 11 years apart. I'm a full-time employee. I make time to go to the gym. I make time to, make meals every week for my family. I have stress. I mean, single mom. I pay all my own bills. But at the same time, like I said, I don't expect a man to understand all of that. But I would like some empathy.
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
know
I
just a I see you're working hard, let me, like you said, Judy, let me step in and do the dishes, or whatever. I'm an acts of service type of person. You can tell me all day long how much you appreciate me and how much you understand, but until you show me an act and take a responsibility away from me. And I think a lot of women are that way. They see more, understanding from their partners when the partner is physically involved with, like we said, maybe take the kids to school, call and make that appointment, or take the trash out without having to be asked. So I think with communication, anything's possible. But like I said, a little bit of empathy goes a long way. I don't
Mhm.
ever expect a man to understand what we go through 100%. But at the same time, I feel like they are capable of empathy. You
Mhm.
know, help me, let me know you understand me. Let's communicate about it and get to a common ground.
Mhm.
Amy came in with that. Amy
That's
came in with
good.
that. Yes, honey.
I
Yes.
get it. Agree
Yes.
with it. Yeah.
Yes, and I think we're simple too, because
That's
it'd be like, man, you wash the dishes, okay, babe, come get this guac 3000 real quick. I saw you in
Right.
there
And that's what I'm saying. We can
washing the
control it,
dishes.
right? I
Yeah,
mean, we can control it and put it on the table. Even if you put it as, a reward, or, send a little flirty message during the day, like, I'm overwhelmed or whatever. I sure wish I had somebody to do the dishes so I could yada, yada, yada for you tonight, or, whatever it takes. But I feel like we can manipulate the situation and we can pretty much get what we want. And I'm not saying it's just sex or whatever, but what your man's weaknesses are, right? You should know that man inside and out, and you should know what's going to motivate him. And he should know the same about you. He
Mhm.
should know that taking the trash out might get you, laid up in 15 different positions at night. He he should know. I mean 100%.
Mhm.
Yeah,
yeah, I
I
agree.
definitely agree. But I do want to touch base on what you said as far as, we are men weaknesses, and there's a lot of females out there that actually knows the weakness as well. So it's a lot of women out there that are willing to do the things that we decide not to do, or we manipulate a man to do, because they feel like, how many women it is to one man.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
we compete with each other a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, there's me, like or any of you guys, your man's weakness, but so does every other woman,
No, they shouldn't. They
Yeah,
should. No, they know a general man's weakness,
yeah.
but I don't think all men are created equal.
Hmm. That's a different topic.
Right? Like you said,
That's definitely a different topic.
I mean, I think, yeah, like you said, most women can say, okay, men are tempted by sex, or they're tempted by a fat ass, or, a pretty female walking down the street, or whatever. You could say that, but like I said, what type of man do you have? I mean, I don't expect a man to never look,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
it comes an issue when you disrespect me, or if I voice and say, hey,
Exactly.
that kind of bothered me, when we were out and I saw you looking at that female. If I voice a concern, then guess what? I expect you to react to that and be
Mhm.
respectful. But I think men are going to be men. Men are going to look, like you said, women know men's weakness is women, and some women do prey on men,
Mhm.
right? And
Mhm.
like I said, I mean, I just think not all men are created equal. Not all men fall in that trap.
Mhm.
That's true.
I mean,
Definitely
unfortunately, I've experienced the ones that have. But
happens.
I don't feel like, I don't feel like all men are that way. I don't feel like all men are tempted that way. I think if they're satisfied and they're happy, um, and like you said, I could go on and on. That's a whole nother topic about,
Mhm. Yeah, but
men
they're
that.
only happy when you're doing everything that they ask
Mm,
you
I
to do.
I kind of agree with Amy that I don't think that all men are that way. You know what I'm saying? I just think that whoever that man is or those men are that way.
mhm.
Because and I say that because um I don't think all men cheat. I don't. You know what I'm saying? I really
Me either.
don't think all men cheat.
Yeah, I
You know,
don't think all men have to cheat.
yeah, and I
That's
think
it.
that, and to Amy's point, I think that if that man is really, if he really loves you, if he's really committed to you, and if he is someone who prides himself on being these things because that's truly who he is, and he respect the relationship, and he respect you, then I don't, I think that that would remain. I mean, that's truly how I feel. Even in my relationship, I never have thoughts of my boyfriend messing around because he do make me feel secure.
Yeah.
He does.
Mhm.
Right. Right.
It really
And
does.
that's where the communication comes in. You
Mhm.
guys have open conversations, open communications about your expectations of the relationship, his expectations. And I
Mhm.
think once you have that dialogue and that conversation, like, and the trust, of course, like you said, you don't even have to worry about him doing anything because you guys have already talked about it, or things like that. So again, it all boils down to knowing who you're with and trusting and communication. And at
Mhm.
the end of the day, we stress ourselves out worried about what he's going to do, when he's going, who's he looking at, this and that. Like, we do it to ourselves a lot of times.
Mhm.
And like I said, I think we're our own worst enemy when it comes to stresses in relationship. I think a lot of times we worry because we're natural worriers, we're natural, emotional beings. Women are so emotional, we carry everything with emotion, and men are not like that. Men are not emotional. So,
Mhm.
like I said, I think, a lot of times we stress out about things that we don't ever even have to worry about,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
I understand. Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
definitely true.
Yeah. I never, for me, like, I'm not saying that I've never had a thought in past relationships, like, oh, is he out there doing something? But me being getting older and just really I don't think about that anymore. Like, I don't think about, like, oh, is my boyfriend out here doing this? Is he? I really don't, because I feel like this. If you're out there doing something that you have no business doing, then you're not the one for me. And
right,
I'll let you go. I will let you go.
right.
And I just feel like if you are doing something you have no business doing, it's gonna show up sooner or later. I'm not gonna go looking for that. I'm just not.
100%.
I'm
Yeah.
just not gonna do
Yeah.
that. I don't have the time. I don't have the
Right.
energy.
No,
And
I mean
we're
that
washed.
was way
We're
back then,
we
it's
washed
Yeah,
like
it.
that was
we be
years
tired.
ago.
Yeah.
You
We
done
be
learned
tired
how to
already.
work, definitely. I just couldn't live the way that I used to live, on the flat
No.
tires, bust out windows, all that stuff.
Nope.
That's once you turn a certain age and you realize how worthy you are, you
yeah,
don't even have to deal with
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
And I think that that's what it comes down to: knowing your value, knowing your worth. And if that man is out there doing something that he has no business doing, and if you do know your value and your worth, you know you don't deserve that. And I think that you'll do something about it. And part
Hmm.
of that would be to walk away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
And I think, like you said, what's done in the dark will come to the light. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
stress yourself worrying about what he can do, because you can't control him no matter what. No
Mhm.
matter when he walks out of you can't control him in your presence, much less when he's not in your presence.
Exactly.
And what they're going to do is what they're going to do. It's a decision on their part at that point. And like you said, you're going to worry yourself and stress yourself out, make yourself sick. And then what are you going to do when you find out? If you're not prepared to
You're
take
gonna say,
when
yeah.
you find out. And if a weak woman, I'm not saying a weak woman, I'm saying weak as in self-esteem. If a woman is not confident in herself, like you were just saying, and knowing your worth and knowing your value, you're going to tolerate a lot more. And so
Oh
why
yeah,
Yeah.
go looking if you're just going to give him permission to continue to treat you that way?
yeah.
Exactly.
Right. So like I said, if I feel a need to go look and search or whatever, then I already know
Yep.
that
Hmm.
that, like you said, this may not be the right person for me.
Yep.
Hmm. Yeah.
look, you can't even go through their phone. You be sleep already anyway. Look, baby, I ain't even got that energy. You
Hello.
be sleep before them. So yeah, no, we ain't
Yeah,
doing
because we
that.
done
We're
did
not,
everything. We
no,
Yeah,
have done
we're
everything.
tired. Like you said, we're mom and employed, we're tired. We ain't
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
no phone.
Yeah.
absolutely.
We
No.
definitely do a lot to please.
Yeah, for
So.
sure. And I think it should be reciprocated, and I think a
Hmm.
man, I think most men that are in, committed relationships that respect their partners, they may not always reciprocate the way we want, or whatever. But I think most men try to, let you know you're appreciated or reciprocate,
Hmm.
in some type of way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely agree.
And if they don't, goodbye.
Peace out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was good, Amy. Thank you so much for sharing those thoughts. They were
Welcome.
really great. So I'm gonna go look,
Thank
no,
y'all for that.
not manipulate, but the empathy part, the empathy part, because you was right about that. It's like it'll be a little thing, but I think the main thing is like we want them to do stuff on their own. And sometimes I don't know if they're just slow or what. I don't know. They don't be getting it. So we probably do have to drop the hints and stuff like that. But having the empathy makes you want to ask, okay, how was your day? Do you need me to
Right.
do anything? What do you need from me? And I think that alone takes us to a different place with them, like, oh, okay, babe, okay, thank you,
Mhm.
but I feel like sometimes we it's like the bare minimum, and I'm like, I don't want the bare minimum. If I'm giving my all, I expect you to give your all as well,
Yeah.
whatever your all may be. But if
Right.
we're in a relationship, we should be a team. It should be
Mhm.
a team effort, so nobody just overwhelmed and doing everything
Right.
too. So
Well, and
Mhm.
like you said, it should take a few times of dropping the hints and putting a little paper trail out that they hopefully will catch on. I know you said some are kind of slow. It takes them a little bit to take, take the bait, but I mean, I think most men, when like I said, it's like when they see it enough, they're like, oh, okay, let me do this without being asked now. You know what I mean? Like she's coached me this far along. Like I know what her needs are now and what her
Mhm.
are, and kind of like I said, works both ways. So yeah, hopefully you don't get a slow one that just don't take the oh
And you gotta work hard for, huh? You gotta work hard.
that they
right.
like the men are sometimes like your kids, like, or now you got to train them to do what you want them to do. And like you said, not that we're manipulating them, but they're easily,
In
it don't take much.
right, don't take much to
Okay.
right, and especially if
Right.
they want to be in your presence. That's the big thing. They want to be around you. They've committed to you. At that point, like I said, you got the power. I think, like I said, we can get pretty much whatever we want.
I'm about to send out some text right now, Amy. Thank you, Amy. Thank you. I'm gonna let you know how it goes.
What I can't say after all of the things that I do throughout the day, work, clean up on my breaks and everything. By the time I'm tired, I'm not making not one meal. I'm not fixing a plate. I'll wait until to 9 o'clock until he get out the shower to eat before I make me a plate because I didn't just laid all day.
Yeah, we're tired.
So yeah, he definitely will be like, okay, well, I'm gonna get you some food. Where do you want me to go? I mean, that's much so appreciated.
Yeah,
When I'm just irritated at work, I could just give me a little back rub and massage and everything. So, I mean, it really is good. I just wish that they could understand like what we feel, how we feel
right.
most of the time. Our emotions, and I just feel like they'll never get it. Yeah.
Because they're not emotionally driven like we are. They're
Yeah.
yeah, they're just not.
And that's a good point because even in the Bible it said, "Wife, respect your husband, and husband love your wife." He never said a wife to love, told you to a wife to love their husband because
Yeah,
it's natural. We're gonna do that,
yeah,
But with men, because they are weak and they easily manipulated, which is kind of like Eve did Adam. you know that's why he put men over us, and
yeah.
they feelings and emotions are very much so different than ours, so
Hmm.
I get it,
Yeah.
but it
Most
help.
hey, they
Help
prefer
sometimes help.
love. So you think about it, like men are just not emotional creatures. They're
Nah.
you may have some that are more than others, but I feel like in general, men in general, they're just not emotional creatures, not near as much as women.
Yeah, that's why they live longer because they don't give a hell.
They done stepped us out.
Man,
I
man, immune system
remember
just shot.
I'm
I
outliving
mean,
all of mine. They better watch out. I'm ready to live forever. Shit, I'm gonna be on hill for the rest of his life. Whenever I find him, he better be ready. He's not
I know
outliving me.
that's right.
you're not outlet. I know.
I don't want. No, I'm gonna outlive my man just so I can say I told you so. I'm still here.
I heard that.
Okay. Well, we we're gonna go ahead and wrap it on up. Again, Amy, thank you so much for being
Thank you,
our
Amy.
guest.
You're welcome.
You dropped some wonderful jewels on us. We hopefully will have you back again. You're very entertaining. I like you. Like I said, I'm gonna send out some texts because of you.
Okay.
Um, See how that goes. But we're gonna go ahead and kick it over to Jess Ask. Go ahead and take us on out, girl.
Well, I want to just thank you, girls, and our guest speaker, Amy, for just sharing your thoughts, your opinions on today's topic. And as you heard, women tend to go through a lot, and not to take away from what men may go through, but to just give men a better perspective on what these things look like on our end, and actually hearing it from us. So be wise with what you do with this information, and hopefully you're just able to take something from this. To our audience, as always, feel free to share your thoughts, opinions, and experiences on today's topic, and on any topic that we address, including like comments or questions that we may make on our Facebook page at Girlfriend Talk Podcast. Thank you again.
Check out my pic, I'm flying this bitch. Check out my whip, we start the shit. Watch on my clips, you need to like, share, subscribe to this. Who is this chick? Damn, she thick. She rolling her hips, she playing this shit. Twerk it, watch it dip. You need to like, share, subscribe to this. Check out my pic, I'm flying this bitch. Check out my whip.